Even if nobody watches this video, I'm going to make it anyway because I need to talk about my Cats movie story. I saw the Cats movie 3 times in the theaters completely sober, and I will tell you why. So as much as I'm like a high fantasy reading books girly, I'm also a musical girly. I'm also very much a theater kid. And my dad is a really big fan of Andrew Lloyd Webber musicals in general. So I grew up hearing a lot of Les Mis, a lot of Phantom of the Opera. I saw Phantom of the Opera when I was like 10 years old, and her name is Christine and my name is Christine. So of course I wanted to be a Broadway actress. But I am a full 18, 20 years older than my little brothers, and my little brothers also love Andrew Lloyd Webber musicals. They are the kids that would make my dad play the Jesus Christ Superstar soundtrack over and over again in the car. That's how much they loved musicals. And one of the ones that they loved was Cats. My younger brother, who's a full 18 years younger than me, he sat me down at 7 years old once and to watch the 98 cut of the Cats movie. And it was the most surreal experience. And my father, he sat there the way that he sat with me watching Lord of the Rings, the extended cut commentaries of the movies over and over again. So my dad, he'd been through this before. My stepmom left the room. Like he put in the DVD and I turned around and she was gone. My brother's favorite character is this man, by the way, and for good reason. This dude put in the work. So when this musical movie comes out, I'm like, I need to see this. I need to have this movie imprinted upon my eyeballs because it looks so bad, but also it looks so fun. And no one at this point is going to want to come with me. But I know 2 people who will, and my little brothers, and they're 20 years younger than me. So I go and I ask my dad, because they're still kids at this point, and I'm like, hey, can I take the kids to go see the Cats movie? And my dad's like, oh my God, yes, please take them, go. Like he did not want to do this whatsoever. So me and my husband, boyfriend at the time, and my little brothers, we get in the train, we go to the city, we watch the Cats film. And my brothers, because they were feral for the idea of the Cats movie, literally, they're like, of course we gotta sit in the front row. So the first time I watched this film, I am completely sober, babysitting children, and way up close to the screen like this. And I'm not gonna lie, the first 15, 20 minutes, the first 10 minutes, Jellicle Cats, the Jellicle Ball, the opening number, I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool, I can vibe. But then Rebel Wilson comes out and shits all over my hopes and dreams. I have a beef with her personally because she was the worst thing about the movie, and James Corden was the second worst thing about that movie. And then they were the ones who went all up to the Oscars and were just like, we're the ones who understand the joy of good visual effects. No, the visual effects could not have saved your performances, guys. But then Jason Derulo comes out, and Jason Derulo was actually really underrated as Rum Tum Tugger. He really was. His accent wasn't great, but his voice was. And then it steadily starts to get better. There's a little blip with Corden, but then it starts to get better. It starts to get better. And then that Jellicle ballet happens, and that's very cool. It's very it's super dancer focused. There's no bullshit really. And as much as Sideways didn't love the Ian McKellen number, I did. I thought that was really cool acting, just it was not a vocal performance. And then the greatest of all time, the true GOAT, Skimbleshanks the Railway Cat. When that number came on, I was an ironic fan of this film in the sense of this film is entertaining. I'm having more fun watching this than I was watching Endgame. For the 5 minutes that Skimbleshanks was on, I was an unabashed fan of the movie. I was like, Tom Hooper really did something here. It was so good. That point where he's when they're doing the tap dancing to simulate the trains just starting to go, it's so fucking good. So by the end of the movie, I'm like, this movie isn't good, but everyone should see it. And at that point, one of my best friends, he messages me and he's just like, I want to see this movie, but I'm afraid to go. Can you take me to see this movie? And I was like, sure. And we go to see it and he is horrified and I'm having more fun this second time. And then my other friend is like, hey, I'd like to go too. So then I became that friend who takes people to see the Cats movie like Virgil in The Divine Comedy. All this to say, I wholeheartedly agree with you. The Cats 2019 movie is garbage, but it's our garbage. We wear that garbage like we wear that garbage like trash coat Burmy from Pokemon. We gather ourselves up in it, and it's surprisingly more comfortable than one would think.